This video is brought to you today by Ghost Tags. This is my own company that I started because I wanted a glow-in-the-dark AirTag case. These things are awesome. You can stick them on your backpack, on your dog's collar, and you will be able to find it at night. We've got two colors, blue and green. They've got great reviews. Go check them out. Links to them down below. Now on to the video. Hey guys, what's up? I'm Slim and you're watching Slimothy TV. In this video, I have a super important one for you guys to watch before you pick up the iPhone 14 Pro. We are going to discuss whether you should upgrade from the iPhone 13 Pro to the iPhone 14 Pro. Let's get right into this. This is the exact predicament I'm in. I've obviously already decided to upgrade because of this channel, and I have literally 100 cases to review sitting in the studio right now. But besides that, should an average consumer upgrade? If you were watching the keynote, you were probably sucked in with all these cool new features like the dynamic island and the new color and the new cameras and all this. Honestly, this dynamic island is pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie. One thing that I don't think Apple thought about with this: what's going to happen when you try to take a selfie after you've been tapping all around your dynamic island up here? Your selfies are going to look pretty trash. So if you do get this, remember to wipe off your camera and your dynamic island before you try to take a selfie. But anyways, it looks cool. The new color is awesome actually. But let's go ahead and quickly compare the models, because let's think about this logically here. If you have a $1,200 iPhone 13 Pro already, do you need to spend another $1,000 on an iPhone 14 Pro? Well, if you want the color, you got to upgrade. Okay. The camera lens is a lot bigger on the 14 Pro. A lot of people don't notice just how big of a difference this is, but it is thicker, it is bigger, and it's noticeable. I have a ton of cases I've been looking at, and trust me, it's a bigger cutout back there. Besides that, with the 14 Pro, you're getting always on display, the dynamic island, and the satellite features. Those are some of the biggest features that Apple touted, but you need to stop and think to yourself, do I really need an always on display? Yes or no? If yes, keep going. Dynamic island, do you need that? It's cool, I don't know. Do you want to stand out? Because then you could get the purple color. You have the dynamic island, everyone knows you got the new phone. Emergency SOS feature. This is going to be very, very niche at the beginning. People that go out hiking, they're gonna love this. However, this is also really good for just the average person. If you are driving along, interstate whatever in the middle of Nebraska and you have no cell service, what the heck are you gonna do if you break down? This is actually something really good that, if I had kids, I would definitely want them to have something like this. My wife, I would want them to have access to satellite to be able to call for help if they needed it. So I think this is actually a very underrated feature. Although it's free for only 2 years, I think it's something that everyone should have on their phone. Crash detection, also pretty good, something that you might wanna have. Next up is the cameras. Now, 48 megapixel main camera, we're gonna have to see how much of a difference that is from Apple's 12 megapixel camera, because their 12 megapixel camera is already really good. And what they're actually doing is pixel binning. So this 48 megapixel camera, yeah, it'll take a 48 megapixel photo, but it's going to basically, for lack of a better word, compress it to a 12 megapixel. So yes, you will get better light, but the average photo may or may not benefit from that unless you're shooting in Pro RAW. But anyways, let's move on. Front camera has autofocus now. Does that matter to you? I don't know. An extra hour of video playback. Does that matter to you? I don't know. Chips here, they look very similar, but the A16 is a 4 nanometer now, which is Apple's first 4 nanometer chip. It's going to be much more power efficient. Everything else here is the same. Same water resistance, same compatibility here, same exact capacities. So if you want to look at it line by line here, it's pretty darn similar. The only other thing that you'll see here is the peak nits brightness right here, which is going to be awesome for outdoor. But other than that, it's pretty much the same here. A little bit taller and thinner, but you're probably not going to notice that. Same dust resistance. The apertures on the cameras are much better on the 14 Pro. I do have to give them that. They say the flash is better, and the photonic engine is also something that the old phones don't have. Just the 14 and the 14 Pros. We did not get 8K video recording on these new 14 Pros. That was something that was rumored. I was almost expecting it, but it did not happen. We do get action mode, but be advised, this actually drops your video down to 1080p, if I'm not mistaken. They didn't mention this in the keynote, but just something you might want to know about. But yeah, overall, do I think that if you have the 13 Pro that you should upgrade? The answer to that simply is no, unless you are someone that, this is what you do. You love iPhones. You want to upgrade every year. You already know, go upgrade. If you have the money, sure, if you want it. But realistically, you don't need it. And there's not big enough features. If I wasn't reviewing phones every day, I'd probably stick with the 13 Pro for another year and hop on the 15 Pro when it comes out. Something else I didn't like, this has the exact same Wi-Fi chip as the 13 Pro. They did not get Wi-Fi 6E, very strange. They do have the newer Bluetooth module. I do like that the GPS is also going to be a little bit more accurate with precision dual frequency. should help, especially in crowded areas like downtown where there's lots of skyscrapers. So yeah, let's recap real quick. You have the iPhone 13 Pro, should you upgrade? I don't know. If you have the money, maybe. If you really want it, maybe. But think about this. 1, do you need always on display? Do you need the dynamic island? Do you need higher nits brightness? Do you need the satellite connection and crash detection? And do you need the bigger camera? If you didn't at least tick, a few of those, just stick with your iPhone 13 Pro if you're happy with it. I'm super happy with mine. It's so fast. I've never had a hiccup, never had a lag. So it comes down to your financial position and what makes you happy in life. So think about it that way. You don't always have to upgrade to the latest and greatest. I think that's something that people get sucked into. The 13 Pro is still a beast and probably will remain a beast. The fastest Android phone is still not even caught up to the 2019 iPhones. So just let that sink in. That's all I got for this one, guys. If you liked it, hit it with a big thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.